Hi, everyone. Welcome to the second edition of RedHawks Weekly. Jody Norstedt here from WDAY, joined by Eric Peterson of the Forum, and a special guest today, the manager for the Fargo-Moorhead RedHawks, Doug Simunic, in his 18th year. Doug, I know that you spend most of the offseason back at home in West Virginia. How does it feel to be back in your second home now here in Fargo-Moorhead?
Always good to come back here, seeing the fans in the stadium and getting the players out on the field and watching the grass green up. Always a wonderful time here in Fargo.
Well, we know you love the RedHawks. Obviously, you've managed here for 18 seasons, but there's another team that has some red in it that you like to chart closely. The Detroit Red Wings. What is going on in that series? Are they going to blow it against the Chicago Blackhawks?
Well, it looks bleak after last night's game. It's a free penalty shot to the Blackhawks late in the game, and they capitalized, and Red Wings scored one late, but just not enough. So we got to go to Chicago and do some damage, but that's always going to be a tall order when you go into down on Madison Avenue down there and try to win a game. So I don't give them much of a chance, but they played a good series. Really a young team, a bunch of young guys skating around, going after it, and I think the Red Wings got a bright future ahead.
There you go, a Red Wings fan and a Red Hawks fan.
Yeah, my red shirt on me.
Perfect. Well, it's been kind of a slow start to the season. I know you guys started 2-8 through your first 10 games, but on Tuesday you get a big win, a 6-5 win over Sioux Falls, and the Bats really woke up. I mean, Monday you got a win, and Tuesday here you get a win as we take a look at some of these highlights. A guy like Nick Jackson getting his bat swinging here, and a guy like Zach Penpraise, Tim Alberts hits a home run. Nice to have Penpraise back as well.
Yeah, Penpraise is this, like we keep saying, he's a straw that stirs the drink. He's 6 for 10 in the last 2 games. I think his little hiatus he went home on really got his spirits going again. He's come out and played with some urgency, and he's set the table for us. Jackson's coming along day by day. He spends a lot of time after the game working on his game, and I think the team's starting to come together a little bit. We showed some good offense the last couple games, getting multiple hits and in these past 2 games, and just good team effort. I mean, we played with some urgency, and our people were able to go out and kind of hit with, give us 4 good at-bats. That's what we ask.
Jose Garcia there, as you just saw, driving in that run with Zach Penpraise. Then he stole home and ended up getting what eventually turned out to be the winning run in a 6-5 decision. And Monday's 8-2 win, Doug, I thought Alex Caldera was terrific. 6 innings pitched, 2 hits, 6 shutout innings. He looked really good out there.
Yeah, a real professional pitcher. I mean, he's been around the minor leagues. He's a guy that enjoys the game. He enjoys the lifestyle of the game. He also enjoys competing. And every time we throw him out there, even if he doesn't have his best stuff, 2 games ago when he was in El Paso, he had really good stuff. Mm-hmm. Yesterday, good stuff, but not quite the stuff he had. But he knows how to take advantage of the edge of the plate. He knows how to take a little off his fastball. He knows how to add onto it. So he's just a real competitor and a real, just a top of the rotation type guy.
As we take a look at some of these highlights from Tuesday, or from Monday's game rather, the 8-2 win. What stood out for you in that game? A game where they really bounced back pretty well.
Well, I mean, you bring up Zach Penpraise coming back. I don't know, even the production, I think just the energy he brings. He got on the first inning, he got in a scoring position, he scored. I think the stuff you don't see is the defense he makes, the balls he gets to. There's some games where they maybe had an error or 2, but there's 2 or 3 more balls that weren't played that don't show up in the score sheet. So I think what you miss with Penpraise is speed on the bases, a guy who can get on base, and a guy who can cover a lot of ground up the middle. And especially in that Laredo series, I think there's runs that could have been cut off with the guy of Zach's range playing up the middle.
And there's Zach driving it around. Here, watch this home run. This is Keith Brackle at the plate, Doug, and he puts it off the poker chip in right field. How many times have you seen that hit?
I think we've seen it hit a couple other times in the past, and this is about the 3rd time we've seen it. And good to see Brackle get off the schneid a little bit and get one up over the fence. Mm-hmm. Hit 29 last year in Rockland. We need him to be a guy that can produce some home runs for us, especially in our ballpark. His bat's starting to come around. He's really swinging the bat good right now. So he's a good addition to our lineup.
Now, you may have seen a lady holding a poker chip there after the poker chip was hit by Brackle. That actually was Ronnie Borquin's mom, who had just came to the game, and boom, she gets $1,000 towards the casino. And here's what Brackle had to say about the home run.
I'm struggling a little bit at the plate with the rest of the guys, so just trying to hit balls hard, and they go where they will. I was having a hard time seeing the pitcher my first couple of bats, 2 strikeouts, so just trying to get a good pitch to hit, and I got it and ran into it. Ronnie's a good friend of mine, third baseman. Apparently it was his mother that won the money, so I couldn't feel any better than that. It's a great thing. I haven't met her yet, but hopefully I meet her soon, and she has a good time with it.
That's pretty good stuff. That's pretty good stuff, and I know, E, that you're a big blackjack player yourself, so you'd probably double that, right?
I'd put it all on one hand and, go to Vegas, see if I can't double it up, and maybe do it again, double it up twice in a row, make it $4,000.
There you go. E, do you think the RedHawks can continue this, finally getting kind of the Laredo stuff out of the picture? I know they lost 7 in a row, but trying to get things back on track against Sioux Falls. It looks like the bats are coming alive and the pitching's there too.
Well, I think the one thing you got to be optimistic about is the pitching is pretty good. I think if the pitching was broken, you weren't getting some decent starts. I think pitching's the hardest thing to fix, especially in independent baseball when it's hard to find a competent player at any spot, but especially pitching. I think offense can eventually come around. Nick Jackson isn't going to hit like this all year. I think guys like Sosnowski are going to get rolling. Penpraise is starting to get rolling. So I think offensively they got guys there that can get better. The pitching, I think, has been solid to this point, and with the defense maybe solidifying a little more around that, I think they can make a run. Obviously Winnipeg's off to a strong start, Laredo's to a strong start, but you got to start chipping away, get back to 500, and then kind of go from there.
Well, here's a look at the standings here after Tuesday's win for the RedHawks. As you mentioned, Winnipeg off to a good start at 9-2, St. Paul at 7-3, and then the RedHawks and Canaries tied at 4-8, 2 more games with Sioux Falls. Doug, I know it's early. Are you starting to get a good feel for this team, or is there still a lot of moves to be made?
Well, I mean, you don't leave any stone unturned in this business. If something comes up that's valuable that we can get our hands on, that we think can better our club, we'll obviously take a shot at it. So right now, it's not a deep pool of players available. We're working hard at it. We're looking at different things. We've got a couple other options maybe in the works. Josh Buckholz, myself, and my staff, we get together every day. We rack our brain, and we talk about it, and we'll just see where it is. We're trying to make these guys better right now, and so far the last 2 home games, they've shown us some better play. We got roughed up bad by Laredo, and, it was close games down there, not so much here. But I think the guys have put it behind them, and they're going to, for us, it's a 90-game schedule now. We got to do something in 90 games.
All right, E, we do it. We're going to start to do this every week, I guess. Who's your hot bat for this week?
Well, can I jinx somebody again? I think last week I picked Nick Jackson, and I mean, although Nick hit the ball hard, he went into a hurricane in the right center over the weekend that might have landed near the Fargo Dome had the wind been blowing in. So I'm blaming the weather on that.
Yeah,
but let's go with someone I haven't even seen all year. Let's go with the new guy, Dionis Cesar. I'm going for him to click. He's new to a team. I think he's going to bring some energy, give him some, professional at bats, and help spark that lineup.
Just played in his first game today for the RedHawks. Played second base. Also got his first hit. I'll go with Zach Penpraise. I'm really going out on a limb here, but Penpraise was so good coming back, and I hope to see that he continues his role. Doug, appreciate your time for joining us, and good luck the rest of the year.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
All right, that's Doug Simunic. He's Eric Peterson from the Forum. Jody Norstedt here signing out from WDAY. We'll see you next time on RedHawks Weekly.